There are places on this planet that have stumped the world's best scientists for decades. No explanation, no consensus, no answer. And the more researchers dig in, the stranger things get. Today, we're counting down 7 real locations on Earth that science still cannot fully explain. Some of them you've heard of, others will be completely new to you. By the end of this video, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about our world. Number 7, the Hessdalen Lights, Norway. Deep in a remote valley in central Norway, something extraordinary has been happening since at least the 1930s. Bright, silent balls of light bow to white, yellow, and red float slowly through the valley for minutes at a time. Sometimes they hover, sometimes they accelerate to incredible speeds. Then they vanish. Scientists have been studying the Hessdalen phenomenon since 1984. The Project Hessdalen team has recorded hundreds of sightings using cameras, radar, and spectrometers. What they've confirmed, the lights are real, they emit radiation, and they behave unlike any known natural phenomenon. The current leading theory involves a rare combination of ionized gas and the valley's unique mineral composition, creating a natural plasma. But no one has been able to fully replicate or explain it. The lights keep appearing on their own schedule, and science still has no definitive answer. Number 6, the Movile Cave, Romania. In 1986, workers drilling near the Black Sea coast of Romania broke through into a cave that had been completely sealed from the outside world for an estimated 5.5 million years. No light had entered, no fresh air, no surface water, just a thick, toxic atmosphere of hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. What they found inside defied everything biologists thought they knew about how life works. The cave contained 48 species, 33 of them found nowhere else on Earth. Spiders, scorpions, centipedes, leeches, all living in total darkness, all feeding off chemosynthetic bacteria that drew energy directly from the toxic gases rather than from sunlight. Life in a sealed, poisonous, lightless void for over 5 million years. Scientists still don't fully understand how this isolated ecosystem evolved, or what it tells us about the limits of life on Earth and possibly other planets. Number 5, the Richat structure, Mauritania. In the Sahara Desert of Mauritania, there is a perfect series of concentric rings carved into the rock. 50 kilometers wide. It's so large it was first spotted by astronauts from orbit, and for decades it was assumed to be a meteor impact crater, but it's not. There's no impact debris, no melted rock, no evidence of a collision of any kind. Geologists now believe the Richat structure, also called the Eye of the Sahara, formed through a combination of volcanic activity and erosion over hundreds of millions of years. But the perfect circular symmetry remains deeply puzzling. Natural erosion doesn't typically produce concentric rings this precise, this large, or this perfectly centered. The structure is real. It has been studied extensively, and the formation mechanism is still debated. Number 4, Lake Natron, Tanzania. In northern Tanzania, there is a lake that turns animals to stone. Not metaphorically, literally. Photographer Nick Brandt documented calcified birds and bats found along the shoreline, their bodies preserved in perfect mineral detail, frozen mid-movement as if they had simply stopped in place. Lake Natron has a pH of 10.5, close to pure ammonia, and temperatures that can reach 60 degrees Celsius. The sodium carbonate in the water acts as a preservative so powerful it was used by ancient Egyptians in the mummification process. Animals that land on the lake's surface are killed and then encrusted in mineral deposits almost immediately. What scientists still can't explain is why flamingos breed there, and only there, raising their chicks on an island surrounded by water that would calcify anything else. The flamingo's secret to surviving Lake Natron remains genuinely unknown. Number 3. The fairy circles, Namibia. Scattered across the Namib Desert for a stretch of nearly 2,000 kilometers, the landscape is covered in millions of perfectly circular patches of bare earth, each one surrounded by a ring of taller grass. They range from 2 to 15 meters in diameter. From above, they look like a vast pattern stamped into the desert floor. No one knows how they got there. For decades, scientists have proposed dozens of explanations. Termite colonies creating underground drainage networks, competing grasses chemically poisoning the soil in a self-organizing pattern, radioactive soil, toxic gases seeping from underground. Every theory has been tested. Every theory has been partially disproven. In 2022, a major study combining termite and plant competition models came closest to an explanation, but even its own authors acknowledged it didn't account for the extreme geometric regularity of the circles. The fairy circles remain one of the most debated mysteries in ecology. Number 2, the door to hell. Turkmenistan. In the Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan, there is a crater 69 meters wide and 30 meters deep that has been on fire continuously since 1971. Local people call it the door to hell, yeah, and when you see it, you understand why. Soviet geologists were drilling for natural gas when the ground collapsed, opening a massive sinkhole. Fearing the release of toxic methane, engineers lit the crater on fire, expecting it to burn out within a few weeks. It has been burning for over 50 years. Geologists estimate the methane reserves feeding the fire are effectively unlimited at the current burn rate. In 2022, the president of Turkmenistan ordered it extinguished. Teams were deployed. The fire is still burning. What scientists cannot explain is precisely how large the underground gas reservoir is, why multiple attempts to seal it have failed, and whether the crater is slowly expanding. Number 1. The Tonle Sap River Reversal, Cambodia. Every river on Earth flows in one direction, always. Gravity is not negotiable, except for one. The Tonle Sap River in Cambodia flows upstream, reversing its direction completely for 6 months of every year. When the Mekong River floods during monsoon season, the sheer volume of water is so enormous it physically forces the Tonle Sap to run backwards. The lake it feeds swells from 2,500 square kilometers to over 16,000, 6 times its dry season size. Then when the Mekong recedes, the Tonle Sap reverses again and drains back. Scientists understand the basic hydraulic mechanism. What they cannot fully model is how climate change is altering the timing and flood patterns, and what happens to the 1.5 million people who depend on this phenomenon for their entire food supply when the reversal becomes unpredictable. 7 places, each one studied by some of the best scientists in the world, each one still holding its secrets. The truth is, our planet is far stranger and far less understood than most people realize. Which of these 7 surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments below. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe. We're just getting started.